Hello, Professor and Teaching Assistant. We are Team 26 for the Capsim Foundation Business Simulation. Our sales position was 4th out of 6th, our cumulative profitability position was 6th, and our market capitalization position was 6th. Hello, my name is Keel Wilson, and Team 26 chose the broadcast leader strategy due in part to its simplicity. The broadcast leader maintains a presence in both the low-tech and the high-tech customers segments. This is ideal because there is no sacrifice of sales from one to favor the other. It's also great because for each customer base, we can offer a specific product which we can tailor to the needs of that segment specifically, and this allows us to have greater control of where our products are going to go. The low research and development costs are achieved by limiting the amount of new products that we introduce throughout the entire simulation, and iterations on previous designs permit lower costs for research while also keeping the existing products current. With each iteration, it effectively cuts the age of the product in half. The low production costs are achieved through iterations of automation, which reduces the labor portion of the variable cost, and a non-aggressive approach to the positioning of the product leads to a lower material cost overall. And this whole strategy allows for competition based upon price, something which is most important in the low-tech segment and is third most important in the high-tech segment. So overall, it has quite a high importance. And the mission for this strategy is to provide low-price products that are revised over time and offer solid value to the customers they serve.
Where we succeeded: market share. Our company maintained a good market presence throughout the entire simulation as a result of our competitive prices and aggressive marketing endeavors. Financial structure. The leverage, or total assets over total equity, of our company was in a near ideal range for the majority of the simulation. Where we need to improve. Reflecting on our outcome and knowing what we do now, there are a number of revisions we would make to our strategy in order to improve performance. In the first 2 rounds, we were far too price competitive, which resulted in excess demand and us stocking out of our products. If we had kept our prices in line with our competitors, we would have been able to greatly improve our margins. These additional problems and a lack of consistent commitment to our direction in the first few rounds led to additional problems moving forward. Misforecasting our sales often left us in a poor position where we were not able to cover our costs and forced us to take emergency loans. This was by far our biggest mistake. Had we forecasted correctly, we would have known that we were going to run out of cash and found any other way to finance our activities, including the selling of common stock or the taking of long-term debt. By not committing to our strategy and not investing enough into automation and production, our operation costs were far too high.
These are the recommendations we have for the incoming management team. First, currently our high-tech product ACE has an age of 2.6 and is far from the ideal spot in terms of positioning, with these 2 factors being the most important factors in high-tech. A new product should be developed in the high-tech to regain competitive advantage in this sector. Second, in the low-tech sector, we currently have the lowest contribution margin of 22% for our able product, which is significantly reducing the profit. Furthermore, in order to maintain competitive advantage with our competitors, we need to maintain this low price in order for our product to sell at this one of the most important factors in the low-tech sector. Thus, we need to reduce the material and labor costs by increasing automation and training better workers. Third, as we can see in the current fiscal year, all companies sold to their potential in both the low and high-tech sector. What this means is there's an abundance of capacity and product in the market currently. Therefore, forecasts of future potential market should be done carefully and should not overestimate the current market need because other companies did not meet their capacity. Fourth, one mistake we did not factor in was the importance of aging low-tech. As such, prepare low-tech product to sit for a while with low production to maintain its promotion fee before producing it in bulk. When it reaches its optimal point, without high-tech products slowly aging, it may be wise to move ACE to the low-tech sector.
Hello, I'm Harry Thomas, and I'm here to talk about the key takeaways for Team 26's Capsim simulation. Both key takeaways relate back to the main concept of the simulation, and that's the decision-making process from a business's perspective and how they make their decisions within their financial and time constraints. For our strategy, we wanted to produce a lot and aggressively in order to increase our market share. However, as we increased production, we increased our costs as well. The more we produced without increasing production capacity, the more complementary shifts were needed, and that increased our labor costs. Of course, we could foresee this and preemptively increase our production capacity before it's expected to cause a problem. But of course, the decision-making lies within considering the alternatives. Automation. Automation also reduces labor costs, but does not add the added benefit of increasing production capacity as well. Why not do both? Effectively, the earlier we make decisions, the more rounds they impact, so earlier decisions are more valuable. However, the financial constraint is what prevents us from making as many decisions as early as we might want. We might have to take on debt to finance these efforts, and therefore we have to balance the added interest costs versus the incentives to enacting these decisions earlier. The key takeaway is that there is a real right answer if you have a clear strategy. If you define how the market landscape is going to change and where you want your company to be positioned, you can choose plans which emphasize your values. The second key takeaway came from our collaboration. As people looked at the simulation, they've tried to focus on small sections and optimize them. For example, making sure our product was perfectly competitive with the other company's products. And this was very valuable to most of us and seemed valuable. However, limited capital may see other decisions as more valuable when you look at the time scale.